Welcome, race fans. We are back this week with the Newark IndyCar Series here at Michigan for round number 2 here, race number 2 for their IndyCar season. They got a 12-race season coming up. We do have the Indy 500 looming in the near future here, Joseph. And I'm kind of excited about that. Last season was pretty phenomenal. Last year when we did the Indy 500, pretty good race.
Yeah, that Indy 500 is going to be on May 24th in just about a few weeks from tonight. But we got a few other races to do before we get there. We got Michigan tonight. We got Gateway next week and a couple other races coming up. We got Watkins Glen in there in between somewhere. So, yeah, we do got Newark Indy 500 coming in 5 weeks from tonight. But so far, we got one race down this season. That was last Sunday night at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and Nathan Lewis ended up getting the checkered flag, just dominated that race.
Yes, he did.
We'll see if he can go back-to-back tonight. But right now, we're here at Michigan National Speedway on the 2-mile racetrack for 80 laps tonight, and we're going to see some good old pack racing here tonight. This track's very wide. It's going to be very fast. We're in for a good show.
I see a couple of new faces in here. Casey Drake, was he here last week?
No, yeah, we got a couple of new faces.
Briar LaPrade, Eric Sable's in here. I see him in here.
Briar was here last week.
Yeah, so
okay,
we got Casey Drake, who's making his start here in the IndyCar Series tonight. Cole Fralick was in last week's race. We got also down the list. How about Alan
Ballacino, yep.
Yeah, Alan Ballacino making his Newark IndyCar debut tonight as well. Eric Sable was in here, and yeah, Briar LaPrade was in last week's race. But
okay,
yeah, we
I
got
don't remember.
Few new names in here tonight, which is pretty cool. It's showing that there's a lot more people that has interest in being part of the series.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, we don't have the points. John said he was having trouble getting the points up on Dan Lisa, so we don't have any points.
Yeah, my league, for mine, I've been having issues with it too. So I think it's a lot of people are having. From what my understanding is with Dan Lisa, he's not keeping it up to date, and so there's a lot of leagues having issues, and I'm one of them. So hopefully they'll get it figured out, and he can figure something out, because all it took with me was to just get another, league member to, make them an admin on there and try it and see if they could upload the points, and they could. So, I mean, that might be what they need to try over here, but hopefully they'll get the situation figured out.
Well, we got 82-degree air temperature and 111-degree track temperature. It's going to be a little hot and slick. I heard the guys say after a few laps they're going to have to probably really lift in the corners. And who's going to be able to deal with that is anybody's guess. Tire window about 50 to 60 miles. Laps, excuse me. Fuel window about 40 to 50 laps. And pit road speed 55 miles an hour. 80 laps here tonight. That's 160 miles at this 2-mile oval track. Beautiful track here at Michigan. So we do have a pretty good wind out of the north, I see. 10-mile-an-hour wind out of the north. Holy smokes.
Yeah. That's going to be crazy for these Indy cars. As aerodynamically as they are, I think we should probably watch for that tonight and see how it reacts to these race cars. And kind of going back to the temperature too, Rudy, we know most of these guys here at Newark have ran over all kinds of different series and leagues that me and you have covered over the years. And most of the times they've been in NASCAR stock cars. Yep. And when we talk about hot track temperatures, we know how a NASCAR stock car handles. It gets loose. And that's how these guys like to drive them. But they're in a different beast tonight. They're in an Indy car. And with an Indy car compared to a Cup car, you really can't. And these cars are just so aerodynamically impacted more than a Cup car. And they sit lower to the ground, and they have a lot more grip. And I think that's really going to be the challenge here. And you kind of mentioned, as the race goes on and progresses with the hot track temperatures, they're going to start lifting off the throttle. That's not the only thing. This is going to be kind of a reverse deal. These cars will get kind of a loose, tight feeling. Like a Cup car, they're completely loose. They don't have that tightness on a hot asphalt surface. But these Indy cars, they'll get an aero push with the aero that they already have. But when you bring in the hot track surface with that, you're going to get that loose, tight feeling, and that's going to be really hard to control.
Yes, sir. All right,
And,
we're just 2 minutes away from the national anthem here, so go ahead, Joseph. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you there.
Yeah, well, right now, Justin Lisby is topping the charts right now here in practice. But another thing about this racetrack, too, and what you're going to see in this race tonight, the draft. The draft is going to be so key tonight. I mean, and this
Yeah.
track is wide enough to actually make moves on the bottom lane. We could probably see the leader, like we saw Nathan Lewis do last week at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, just run that apron on the straightaways instead of run that bottom lane, so it doesn't give anybody else an opportunity to try to pass them down there. But you're going to see some 3, 4, maybe even 5 wide racing. This track is wide enough to do that. Draft is going to be a key thing tonight. It's just going to be a hell of a race. Pack racing. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting here. Yeah, we were seeing them in practice right on top of one another, and man, 3 wide, and they were doing it so good until they finally choked. But it looked beautiful. I love to see 3 wide in these Indy cars. I'm not a big Indy car fan, but whenever I see these guys go 3 wide like that, it is beautiful on the track. I gotta say, that is beautiful.
Scott Taylor just took the top of the boards right now, and some of these guys running practice in the draft. Some of these guys are not. So right now, Scott Taylor on top of the board with a 32.27, right, and then Nathan Lewis, who won last week's season opener at Las Vegas, he's sitting 4th on the board right now. Let's see if he can go back to back tonight. Yeah,
I'm kind of curious to see if he's going to be able to get up there and dominate again this week. Different track, and different track temperatures too, because if you remember last week, there were a lot cooler temperatures. I think they were like in the 80s, 82 or something like that. A lot cooler temperatures, and of course that was a 1.5 mile track. Now we're out to a 2 mile track, a lot wider. These guys are going to be, like you said, pack racing. It's going to be interesting to see who can survive this. Now they do have one reset.
Yep.
One reset. So, and I think that's a good thing in these Indy cars. Now, guys they were talking about how they've changed the damage model a little bit on these, so the tires don't like go up through the fenders and stick way up in the air and stuff like that. And they've changed a few things on it, but the cars are still the same. So, well, guys, we're going to step away real quick here and play the national anthem. We will be right back. So stay tuned.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the free, you're the home of the brave. 'cause we are the brave. We'll fight you in name, the name of the brave. We are the U.S. of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save, this land of the brave, the U.S. of A. Oh, say, just that star, spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land of the brave, and the
All right, folks, we're back. Thanks for your patience there. And they're just now getting out on the track.
Yeah, right now qualifying has begun here at Michigan International Speedway. It is 2 laps of qualifying within 5 minutes. Scott Taylor did put the fastest time on the board in practice. We'll see what he can do in the qualifying. But yeah, of course, that was a draft time, so you're not going to see some of these times like you saw in practice in qualifying. They're going to be a little bit slower, but still provide some pretty good times. Well, the first driver that put the time up on the board is John Barry with the 32.87. Looks like Alan Ballacchino in the second. Sean Williams third. As a matter of fact, in season 1 of the IndyCar series in Newark 3 years ago, they ran this race here in Michigan, and Sean Williams happened to go to victory lane that season. So right now, decent qualifying run. How about Benjamin Miles up to second?
Yeah, times are coming in here already. John Barry at the top of the board right now with a 32.8.
Cole Fralick just put him over the top. Oh, there's
Nathan Lewis. David Shutt.
David
Wow.
Shutt to the top. Aaron Maroney is third right now, but David Shutt finished second last week at Las Vegas. He is up to the pole spot right now. Elijah Gracia, second on the board right now. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, also just want to point out that this Tuesday night here on MaxSpeedTV, just 2 nights from now, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, it is the Newark NASCAR Series Championship race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. You guys don't want to miss that race. It's going to be a hell of a show. We got 4 drivers going for the championship Tuesday night. That is Femi Olat, Bobby Zelensky, Will Klein, and Bobby Cheney going for the championship Tuesday night in the Newark NASCAR Series at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So 7 p.m. Eastern Time right here on MaxSpeedTV, and Rudy and I will be calling that race Tuesday night. You guys don't want to miss that for sure. Well, right now, David Shutt is still on the pole with his 32.68. Elijah Gracia with a 32.68 as well. But I mean, David Shutt got the pole by 2 1,000ths of a second over Elijah Gracia. Nathan Lewis is third right now. And we saw Scott Taylor, the fastest in practice. He's just finally getting out on the track to do his qualifying right now. So we'll see what kind of time he puts on the board.
Yeah, all these times are really, really close to one another, so I think we'll see a lot of great pack racing tonight.
And this is going to be a different type of racing tonight than what we saw at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
yes.
I mean, with the track temps the way it is, I mean, we had cooler track temps at Las Vegas. Well, here we got hot track temps, like 107 degrees. It's going to be a little slicker out there. Still going to see some great racing. The draft is really going to be playing a big factor here. And it's just going to be a fun show.
Yeah.
Scott Taylor, let's see, he's going to complete his second lap just about now. We'll see what kind of time he would put on the board, and it looks like he will be 5th on the board with a 32.72. Here he comes at the line. 7th, 32.74. And it looks like qualifying has come to an end, which means that David Shutt will start on the pole for tonight's race here at Michigan. And now we would look down through the running order, the starting lineup here at Michigan International Speedway for tonight's race. On the pole, you got David Shutt, and Elijah Gracia will start second out on the outside front row. In row number 2, starting third, last week's winner at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Nathan Lewis, and then Justin Lisby will start for tonight. Row number 3, we have Scott Taylor, fastest in practice, but will qualify 5th in this race. Anthony Emery will start 6th. Row number 4, we have Will Klein 7th, and Briar LaPrade starting 8th. In row number 9, we have Jared Darling 9th, and Josh Robbins starting in the outside, just inside the top 10. Jeff?
Yep. Daniel Falkingham will roll off 11th tonight, and beside him will be Aaron Mulroney. Is that how? Mulrooney. Okay, will start 12th. James Simmons will roll off 13th. Nick Miller 14th. Eric Sable will roll off 15th with Cole Freilich in 16th. Spencer Madden will roll off 17th with Sean Williams 18th. Benjamin Miles will roll off 19th. John Barry in 20th. Joseph?
21st will be Taylor Fry. 22nd, Alan Ballacchino. Casey Drake will start 23rd. Terrell Baker starts 24th. Nick Northrop starts 25th. Dallas Myhan 26th. Bobby Cheney 27th. Spencer Owens 28th. Justin Gable 29th. And Tom Mercier will start 30th. Jeff?
Peyton Jones will start 31st tonight. Zachary DeMarsh 32nd. Scott Rambler 33rd. Rounding out the field in the 34th position is Cody Lamas.
And 34 drivers starting tonight's race here at Michigan International Speedway, getting ready for 80 laps here. The cars are about to roll off in just a matter of a few seconds here. Here we go, and we are off and going, leaving the pits. David Shutt. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here in the chat, thank you guys for tuning in to MaxSpeedTV on this Sunday evening. Here at Michigan International Speedway, getting ready for round 2 of 12 of the Nordic IndyCar Series. 80 laps, 2 miles getting around this Michigan International Speedway. David Shutt and Elijah Gracia will lead the field down to the green flag to get this race underway, and we will bring the action here tonight. Should be a pretty good race. Nathan Lewis starting 3rd, looking to go back-to-back to start the season. We'll see what he can do tonight. He dominated last week at Las Vegas. See what he can do tonight. Jeff, what kind of race do you expect we're going to see tonight?
Well, I mean, you know, we talked about there at the beginning of the show with the hot track temperatures. I don't think that's going to change a lot from what we saw last week. I mean, this track is a lot larger and it is a lot wider, so I think that's going to open up more opportunities for passing here. And this track just drives a little bit different than what Las Vegas does. So I think we're going to see a lot of great pack racing here.
All right, well, we're about to get this going underway. Terrell Baker, you got a copy?
Hey, what's up, guys?
You ready to go racing here in Michigan?
Oh, of course. I'm always ready to go racing if I even catch the field here so far behind. But, you know, it's a Sunday afternoon. I hope everyone's ready for some good old Nork racing here. Pace truck is in, and here we go. All right, boys, here we are here at Michigan in Indy cars. Let's hope we don't all die on the start. Can I get a good old start?
All right, the green flag is in the air here at Michigan International Speedway. Round 2 of the North IndyCar Series season is underway. David Shutt already cleared out to the race lead, and looks like the first 3 cars on the inside lane right now. Now looking up high, that is Justin Lisby up on that outside. I'm sorry, that's Nathan Lewis up there on the very outside.
Yeah, I mean, not even one lap in, and we're already seeing some passing here and some great pack racing. As I said, that's what we're going to see all night.
David Shutt is going to lead the first lap here at Michigan International Speedway. Justin Lisby has moved up to the second spot. Here comes Anthony Emery now, the third car on the inside, making the pass on Nathan Lewis. And that's Elijah Gracia going for the fourth spot. All of a sudden, Nathan Lewis dropping backwards. And we got the crash in the back off turn number 2. Looks like that's Zachary DeMarsh, Spencer Owens, Cole Freilich, and looks like Scott Ramler involved as well. We're going to take a look to see what happened coming off turn number 2. And oh, yeah, there was contact between him and Eric Sable. That was Eric Sable on his inside. There was contact with Cole Freilich, and he goes slamming into that outside wall pretty good. And and there was more cars getting involved in that as well.
Yeah, it looks like Dallas Mahan and Casey Drake were just kind of like a, kind of a pawn in another accident, trying to miss that one. So that's kind of unfortunate for them.
I don't expect anybody to make pit stops right now, so it looks like these guys will be staying out. But you never know. Maybe they could play some different strategy early on. We'll see, but it looks like the front runners are staying out right now. And it looks like we got a few takers further back, but not too many. Yeah, let's see. See if we can find let's
Hi, Joseph. Oh, we got some technical difficulties here, so while we wait for Joseph to come back, he disconnected from the whole channel. Yeah, why, I don't know. But,
yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought he was dragging somebody down, but then he disconnected, so I don't know what happened, but we'll... How
about let's talk to Elijah Gracia, see
I'll
how he's doing out here. I got him. Elijah Gracia, you got a copy?
Yes, I do, Rudy.
Well, wow, good run so far. You kind of fallen back from second, but great job on the qualifying effort there, starting second today. What's the track feeling like? I know you've only had a couple of green flag laps, but does the car feel pretty glued down to the track right now?
So far I would say so, but yeah, I don't really know yet. So with that wreck happening, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with the tires.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to play out with you guys because, you guys are, well, you're used to driving these cars, but some of these guys are not, and to see how they're going to handle the hot, slick temperatures out there today. I know these cars are pretty glued down to the track, but they're saying after a few laps, the tires kind of seem to go away on that. Is that accurate?
I would say more so in 3 and 4 than 1 and 2, so you got to kind of lift a little bit in 3 and 4, but...
Okay. All right, well, very good, Elijah. We'll let you go. Good luck out there. Looking strong, man. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
all right. I'm back.
What happened?
My TeamSpeak just disconnected on me.
Yeah, we were like, okay, we're going to drag somebody down here, and you just left.
I was like, about to drag somebody down here, and then all of a sudden it just crashed on me. I'm like, well, I guess I won't. I'm back. We're good.
Okay. Well, we talked to Elijah there. He said the car actually feels pretty good right now. So, but he has fallen from second back to fourth. Not a big deal yet. I mean, only a couple of laps, It's going to be who's going to be able to save the tires, I think, the best here today.
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, we saw Nathan Lewis drop back a couple of spots. I mean, we saw him look like he was going to challenge for the race lead with David Shutt through the front straightaway, but then all of a sudden when he got to 1 and 2, he went way up high and lost a few spots, dropped back all the way to 5th, but he'll recover. We'll see if he can get back in the same. Well, the pace truck is going to pull off here, and we're going to complete lap number 5. Single file restarts course in this league. The pace car has pulled off, and here we go. About to go back green, and green flag is back in the air. And look at the takeoff that Davis Shutt has, and behind them, Nathan Lewis already passes Elijah Grassi up on that outside lane as they head into 1.
Yeah, it kind of looked like their third or fourth car back. They didn't really get the jump or the run that they was hoping for there on that restart, and it kind of balled them up a little bit.
Here comes Justin Lisby with a good run down the back straightaway on Davis Shutt. Now he's going to look up high for the race lead. Doing a very good job right now, staying to that outside lane. And Anthony Emery is going to try to catch those two while they're side by side. We might see a 3-car battle, a 3-wide battle for the race lead. Yes, we do. Here comes Anthony Emery way up to the outside lane as they head into turn number 1.
Yes.
Oh!
Wow.
You saw Anthony Emery just hit the brakes there, and Elijah did
Yeah.
not realize he was going to do that. Ran right in the back of him. Thankfully, kept it straight. But look how it bunched everybody up behind them. There's more contact, as a matter of fact, behind them. That was Elijah and Will Klein. And look how tight this racing is. But up front, they are still side by side for that race lead. Looks like Davis Shutt's going to slide up in front of Justin Lisby. Here comes Anthony Emery down that bottom lane. Now he's going to go way to the bottom of the racetrack and make a 3-wide on the bottom. And he's going to try to pass both Justin Lisby and David Shutt. And it looks like so far he's not been able to get by David Shutt. Shutt will have the advantage off 4.
Wow.
Lisby back up to that outside lane on David Shutt. Elijah Grassi up on the outside of Anthony Emery for that 3rd spot. But, man, this battle for the race lead is just tightening up. Lisby still up high, but right now, David Shutt with the advantage. As we have a big crash down the back straightaway. Bad crash down the back straightaway. A couple of cars going upside down. And I believe, Terrell Baker, Eric Sable involved. And, yeah, big crash. We're going to have to go back and take a look at what happened there as a big crash happened coming off turn number 2 down the back straightaway.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here. It was definitely Eric Sable. He come back up into the lane there where, or no, maybe, I'm forgetting his name. Terrell. Maybe he come down a little bit. Either way.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
You know what? It looked like both these drivers were just going for the same lane there.
It sure did.
It looked like Eric Sable was coming up while Terrell Baker was coming down. But, man, Eric Sable and who else was that? Aaron Maroney went for a wild ride down the back straightaway. A big crash down the back straightaway. But, yeah, it looked like two drivers going for the same lane, the same spot, and unfortunately they made contact. Big hit for them. Thankfully, they have a reset they can use.
Yes. Sad thing here is, though, Joseph, Aaron was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's really nothing he could do.
Well, we got some takers coming down pit road right now.
Almost the whole top half.
Yeah, we saw the back half pretty much pitted under that first caution. Well, now we're seeing the top half come in. It looks like Jared Darnley, Josh Robbins, Spencer Madden, and James Simmons will stay out at the moment, along with Dallas Myhan and Cole Fralick. But we'll see who's going to be the drivers to come off pit road first. Of course, this changes some things up a little bit. Aaron Maroney is officially out of the race right now. But we'll see who's going to come off pit road first. It looks like David Shutt will barely over Justin Lizaby. Let's see if we can get a word in with Cole Fralick real quick. Cole Fralick, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, you did pretty well in the practice. Well, I tell you what, you are 2 laps down right now. What happened to you?
Can you repeat that, Joseph?
You're a couple laps. You're 1 lap down right now. What happened to you, man?
Something on the start there. Me and Sable got together. It just put me up in the fence, and I got stuck in the fence. So nothing I could have really done there. Hopefully we'll mount a comeback here. We got that caution, so we're only 1 down now.
All right. Well, good luck out there, man.
All right, thank you.
Well, right now, the top 5 stayed out on the racetrack. Well, Jared Darnley, Josh Rabbit, Spencer Madden did stay out. It looked like we have to go back around. Looks like James Simmons did as well. Yeah, absolutely. James Simmons did stay out along with Dallas Mayan. So that puts David Shutt back to 6. Just Lisby 7, Elijah Gracia 8, Nathan Lewis 9th, and Will Klein rounding out the top 10. Terrell Baker officially out of the race. Now, unless, and this happened last week as well at Las Vegas, where the fast repair has been having glitches as well, where, the driver is not able to use their fast repair, so they have to disconnect and reconnect just for the fast repair to work. So hopefully that could be the situation with Terrell Baker. He just has to log back in, and hopefully he's not officially out of this race, because I know he hasn't used this 1 reset already. Looks like Jackson Hartman, which he was not in this race. Looks like he just manually disconnected as his name just popped up. Jared Darling, the race leader. I said he stayed out there on the racetrack. He had a good run going last week at Las Vegas, and he got involved in a late race incident. Had a bad result out of it. We'll see if he can have a better night tonight. See if real quickly. I guess we won't have time. We're going to have the 1 to green here this time around. So, Jeff, I know we've ran a few laps under green. What have you been noticing so far? What have you been seeing?
Well, to be honest, it's been a pretty good race thus far. I mean, just it looks like a few drivers maybe kind of overdriving it coming off the corners, but I mean that's expected with these cars. If they've been out of them for as long as they have, and I mean these cars are just they're really dependent on the turning radius and your input to the wheel. So, I mean, when you're around a big pack of cars like they were, it's sometimes kind of hard to judge, what movements to make because they're so subtle and so easy. So, and the new aero screen thing too, sometimes, with that post in the middle, that sometimes kind of, causes some, visual, impacts. So it's a real challenge for these guys right now, but all in all, it's been what I think so far we've expected. And as I said, the track temperature's staying stable around 108, 110 degrees. I don't think it's going to go any higher, so I don't think that's really going to affect them here. So keep a watch on that, though, and see.
All right, well, it looks like Terrell Baker has returned to the service, so maybe he did have that glitch with the fast repair. Now he's trying to reconnect back into the session. But right now, it looks like Jared Darling is leading, Josh Rabbit second, Spencer Matt 3rd, James Simmons 4th, Dallas Myhan 5th, David Shutt 6th, Justin Lisby 7th, Elijah Gracia 8th, Nathan Lewis 9th, Will Klein rounds up the top 10. Well, Jeff, getting back going as we're about to have to restart on lap 14.
Yep. Them all trying something different here. It's on all the way up to the high lane, but that's kind of common here in the Indy cars as the pace truck pulls back to pit road.
Green flag,
There's a green flag. We're back underway here at Michigan for the Nork IndyCar Series, and a good restart there for Jared Darling.
Yeah, good restart for him. It looks like also a good restart for Josh Robbins, Spencer Madden. Pretty much all 3 of those drivers had a great restart. Well, the first side-by-side battle I see going on back there, David Shutt just moved himself back up into the top 5. He just got around Dallas Myhan for the 6th spot. But look at them all scrambling back there in the back of the field.
Yes. That's where most of the action's been right now. Joseph is just back here in the middle part of the field, back around 10th, back to about 17th, and they're heating up back here right now.
Well, right now, they're heating up for the race lead as well. Here comes Josh Robin up to the outside of Jared Darling heading into turn number 1. That's Spencer Madden right behind him. And look at the run on the outside that James Simmons have in that 4th spot. Man,
Wow.
is he charging up, and he's going to go all the way up to the outside 3 wide. They're going to go 4 wide down the back straightaway. That is, look at that move down the back straightaway. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah, as I said, track temperatures won't hurt these cars with their racing product. They will be able to go 4 or 5 wide no matter what, because these cars are just aero dependent and they've already got a lot of grip. So that's what makes these cars just so great for racing.
Here comes James Simmons all the way back to that outside lane. Just getting a good run up there. That was Spencer Madden that made that move all the way down to the bottom lane, down the back straightaway that last lap around. And boy, did it get tied off turn 2 there. They're down the back straightaway, still about 3 wide there. Almost contact there between Josh Robin and Jared Darling hanging the 3.
Yeah, you can see Josh Robin there in the middle of that 3 wide action, and you can tell he was getting tight. That's that aero dependency push that they all feel. It just gets really tight on you when you're in traffic, and that's just something that's a product of these Indy cars. And he done a fantastic job keeping that car under control.
Oh, and there's contact between Josh Robin and Jared Darling. They both keep it under control, and Jared Darling still battling for the race lead, but Josh Robin's going to lose several spots right now. They're again 3 wide almost down the back straightaway. Almost contact now. There is contact now. That's James Simmons and Jared Darling going around, and hard into the outside wall. James Simmons.
Caution.
Hard into that outside wall. Dallas Myhan, and they're still wrecking coming off turn number 4. Eric Sable is around. Nick Miller involved. Alan Balacino involved. Man, a bigger crash down the front straightaway as everybody tried to scramble, trying to avoid James Simmons. We're under caution for the 3rd time tonight in turn number 4 and the front straightaway.
Wow, that was just crazy. The guy scrambling to miss that first incident caused an incident.
All right, this is down the back straightaway, and they're going almost 3 wide entering turn 3. Yeah, Jared and James try to save it, and then he's going to overcorrect and slam into that outside wall pretty hard. He gets stuck on that wall, as a matter of fact. Now, you go back further up through the field where Eric Sable is at, and I believe that was Elijah Gracia also got a piece of that as well. Yes, he did. Elijah Gracia involved. There you see Alan Bellicino and Nick Miller going through the grass. Somehow, guys, there was only 3 cars involved in that incident. I don't know how. It looked like it was mostly James Simmons, Elijah Gracia, and Eric Sable involved in this crash. I mean, this is with everybody just trying to avoid the James Simmons. And the next driver that got loose was Elijah Grassi. It looked like Elijah hit that apron and overcorrected and came back up into Eric Sable. But, man, I'm surprised that wasn't a bigger crash than what it could have been. Well, looks like right now, back up front, David Shutt did take the race lead away from Jared Darling. Jared Darling did fall back to 8th after that contact, but thankfully, well, he is down pit road right now trying to fix some of the damage. I don't think it's enough for him to have a fast repair. He only made slight contact, but that puts David Shutt up front, Spencer Madden 2nd, Nathan Lewis 3rd, Will Klein 4th, and Taylor Fry 5th.
It was, yes. And I have seen that, you know, when Terrell Baker disconnected and came back, that must have been for the quick fix issue. And I see James Simmons has done the same thing. So we've seen 2 drivers already having an issue with that, looks like.
I tell you what, let's talk to Jared Darling really quick. Let me talk to him about that contact there. Jared Darling, you got a copy?
Yeah, gotcha.
I'll tell you what, it's been crazy intense up front, and a couple little contact with you and James Simmons. It looked like you did come down pit road to check out that damage. Is your car going to be okay?
Yeah, we went ahead to use the fast repair now, and I'm just going to hang out now, not get up there and race, and try to make it to the end, because it seems like it's kind of going to be like that. I mean, that one was my fault. I accidentally got into my. I apologize to him, but he's got a reset too, so he's still in it, so that's good. But yeah, just messed up there. Yeah, there's a lot of 3-4 wide moves, and it's just gonna cause wrecks. So I'm gonna stay out of it for a little bit now.
Nice, sounds like a good idea. Still a long way to go, so good luck out there, man.
All right, thanks.
Right now, he is back in the 19th spot. The last time they went around to the start-finish line, that's where they scored him right now. But apparently, he did use this fast repair. I didn't think they hit that hard for him to use that fast repair. So maybe they just fixed a little bit of that optional damage, but apparently he had to use it. And James Simmons had to reconnect back into the server as well. It seemed like he had issues with his fast repair. So it looked like he is going to get back into the session. I believe he's most likely going to get that wave around as well. Terrell Baker had to get a wave around, an admin wave around, just so he can get back on the lead lap after his quick repair glitch. Well, Jeff, pretty intense early on in this race. We still only completed 20 laps this time around, but from what we're seeing right now, with 4 wide racing already, we could see this coming down to the final laps.
Oh, and I believe we will. It's not going to end. The 4 wide racing, it's going to stick around. I'm pretty sure these guys, they know the limits with these cars, and they know they can do it. So I'm pretty sure they're going to try it.
Man, yes, some interesting racing. A couple of drivers I've noticed that's moved up into the top 5. How about Nick Northrop? Started 25th. He's up to 5th right now. Taylor Fry started 21st. He's up to 4th. So we got some big movers. John Barry just moved himself up in the top 10 after starting 20th. So we have some guys just moving up through the field, trying to get some track position. Another driver, we haven't mentioned his name yet, Briar LaPrade. He's right now in the 7th spot. Anthony Emery was battling for the race lead a little early on, but he's dropped back to 8th. Scott Taylor, who was the fastest in practice, started 5th, but dropped back a few spots. He's back up to 9th. So far, it seems like David Shutt's doing a really good job, and seems like he has a fast car that could have a shot to win this race, but it's still a long way to go, and we're probably going to see some more 4 wide racing and probably a little bit more contact as the pace truck is going to pull off here. We're going to complete lap number 21. We will come to lap 22, and we're waiting for David Shutt to take off here. It's going to be 59 laps to go this time around. He gets a great jump on this restart. Green flag back in the air.
Yeah, David Shutt didn't waste no time on that restart at all. He went before the green flag was even controlled by iRacing. So that's a thing here. You can go once that pace truck dives off, and that's not a problem. But wow, he just what he needed to do to get front.
Yeah, but watch Spencer Madden and Nathan Lewis catch right back up to him ever so fast. Here comes Spencer Madden using that draft on David Shutt.
Yes.
Which way is he going to go? He's going to go up high, entering turn number 3. So they're side-by-side for the race lead right now. Spencer Madden up high, David Shutt down low. Who's going to lead this lap at the stripe? And it looks like it's going to be Spencer Madden by a quarter of a car length.
Yeah, it looks like the whole front wing there. Mr. Madden's car was definitely helping him get out to the lead there and lead that lap. Here comes Nathan Lewis and Taylor Fry.
Yeah, Nathan Lewis making a charge on the inside for that safe spot. Looks like he's going to make a 3 wide to the bottom lane.
Wow.
Go for that race lead. And that's Taylor Fry following him through. Nathan Lewis moves up to the lead. Taylor Fry trying to battle David Shutt for that safe spot. Can't prevail now. David Shutt with the advantage.
Yeah, looks like Nathan Lewis just turned on the afterburners and went, but looks like David Shutt's going to come back with it, and he's going to turn them on as well and take the lead back. Wow.
And David Shutt. Yeah,
Oh.
Nathan Lewis didn't lead that lap. Here comes Nick Northrop for that 3rd spot on the inside. Nathan Lewis is going to keep dropping spots back. Spencer Madden about to get around him. But here comes Taylor Fry still to the inside for that safe spot. Now maybe looking to this race lead. And I tell you what, all of a sudden, this has become a 9-car pack up here for the race
It has.
lead.
Yeah, we got some 3-wide action at the back of this pack, too. And Anthony Emery on the bottom.
Yeah, Nathan Lewis dropped back several spots. He's back
yeah,
up to the 7th spot.
He did.
Here comes Taylor Fry still on that inside of David Shutt for that race lead. And now they're about 3 wide back there. Look at Brian LaPrade through the middle, making it 3 wide.
And they're 3 wide for the lead here. But
there was no contact there. And now they're 4 wide for the second spot coming off 4. That's Justin Lisby all the way down to the bottom lane right there.
Yeah, wow. 4 wide for second place, trying to run down the leader. Wow. Taylor Fry was the one that out of that, though, kind of heroic here. He's trying to run down David Shutt. Ooh.
Yeah, now he's going to go up high. Wow, look at Brian LaPrade swings down to the bottom, down the back straightaway, entering turn number 3. He is side by side right now with David Shutt and Taylor Fry all the way up to that bottom, down that bottom lane. Nick Northrup might make it 4 wide here. No, he's going to follow David Shutt for now. There's still 3 wide for the second spot as David Shutt leads that lap. Now David Shutt still leading the way, coming off turn number 2 with Nick Northrup the second. Taylor Fry now looks back to the bottom lane. Nick Northrup looks up high. They're once again 3 wide down the back straightaway, entering turn number 3.
Yes, these guys are not giving up all. They're going to use every inch of the racetrack that they can to gain position.
Oh, wow!
Oh!
David Shutt just using every piece of this racetrack to make some moves right now. He was all the way down on that apron off of turn number 4, and he would take the race lead right back.
Yes.
Taylor Fry did lead that lap, but David Shutt did take the lead right back, but Taylor Fry is not giving up without a fight. Here he comes once again on the inside of David Shutt for that race lead, but right now it looks like the advantage is with David Shutt. Here comes Anthony Emery now for the 3rd spot. And I tell you what, this 13-car pack has pulled away, and then 4.5 seconds back is the second group, leading by Josh Robin in 14th. So we got 2 separate packs going on right now.
We do.
Oh, man. But this battle...
And the action just...
Oh, there was contact between Justin Lisby and Anthony Emery. I'm sorry. And, man, it looked like Justin Lisby was going to climb on the top of the back of Anthony Emery. There's still 3 wide almost for the race lead.
Wow. That is amazing. That's just nuts. I'm back here looking at the back, Joseph, and I'm not seeing the craziness here, but they are battling for positions. Just 2 wide. I haven't seen 3 wide or 4 wide yet, but, man, the racing up front's intense.
Yeah, the racing up front is very intense. Here comes Anthony Emery all the way down to that bottom lane, making the charge. Now here comes Nick Northrup making it 3 wide to the bottom lane, entering turn 3. And man, what run did he have? He just zipped out to the front as he's going to lead off 4, but Anthony Emery's coming right back on the bottom.
Yeah. And see these Indy cars at Michigan and even Auto Club, it's like NASCAR restrictor plate, a lot of lead changing.
Tell you what, this is very tight. Whoa, Justin Lisby back there had to get out of the gas. He got tight on that bottom lane, so he had to get out of it there. David Shutt trying to figure out a way to get back to the race lead. He's going to go all the way down to the bottom. And I tell you what, we're seeing a lot of 3 wide battles and making a lot of moves on the inside lane down the back straightaway, entering 3. That's where we're seeing a lot of passes for the race lead right now.
I'm looking back here in the second pack. I don't know what happened to Josh Robin because he was leading that pack, and now he's gotten, looks like Will Klein and Nick Miller out in front of him, but he is getting back around Nick Miller, trying to get back around Will Klein.
Boy, I tell you what, out front, this is just absolute madness right now.
Yeah, it is.
Still side by side for the race lead. That's David Shutt downstairs. Nick Northrup upstairs. At the Emery following Nick, and that's Taylor Fry in that 4th spot. Way up high coming off the board. Wow, look at Nick Northrup. Just goes from the high lane all the way down to the bottom lane on David Shutt. Does not lead at the line almost, but he looks like he's going to have the advantage going into 1.
Yes.
Anthony Emery taking a look, 3 wide down the back straightaway. Again, that's where we're seeing a lot of passes for the race lead right now. Just 3 wide down the back straightaway, entering 3. And man, did he have a big advantage. This time it looks like he will definitely lead at the line. And that's David Shutt 2nd, Taylor Fry 3rd.
And Nick Northrup in 4th. Look who's up here finally racing with these guys. Daniel Falkingham.
Yeah, I just looked at that. Yeah, you're right. Daniel Falkingham making some moves right now. He started 11th. He's trying to get up into the top 5, trying to play with these guys for a little bit.
I don't care. Daniel Falkingham, you put him in any car and he can wheel it. I mean, you know, this.
Yeah, you can put David Shutt in any car as well, and
Yes.
he can wheel as well. Same with Anthony Emery, it seems
I was going to
like
say
as well.
Anthony too. Yeah, Anthony as well.
And Lisenby.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you what, this is still some great racing, but I still feel the strongest out there right now is David Shutt. He's just been very. Look at Anthony Emery using that apron to make a move on David Shutt for the race lead.
Yeah, that's a go zone. I mean, this ain't a Daytona or Talladega. I mean Indy cars in real life don't race at Daytona or Talladega, but you could race them on iRacing there. But any other track, that apron's fair game. So I mean, these guys are utilizing all the asphalt surface they can to their advantages.
Well, right now, Anthony Emery does have the advantage coming off turn 2. Can't not slide up in front of David Shutt right now. Taylor Fry might get a run down here down the back straight. Well, he does, but Nathan Lewis looked to the inside, but he had to fall back in line because Taylor Fry was also making the move at the same time. Now they're 2 wide for the race lead. Taylor Fry inside, Anthony Emery up high.
David Shutt's trying to make it 3 wide to get on the outside.
Oh, man, this is very intense. Look at this. They're 3 by 3, the top
They
6.
are. Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, they were. David Shutt fell back a little bit there, and he's pushed that. Is that Justin Light? Yeah, I think it was Justin Lisenby. He pushed him kind of back out of that now.
I tell you what, from 1st to 13th right now is within 1 second from each other. Right now, the lead car is Anthony Emery, but that 13th place car is Alan Ballacino in 13, just a second back. Back there as well is Spencer Madden, Justin Gable, John Barry, Briar LaPresse, Scott Taylor has also joined the battle as well.
Yes. Alan Ballacino having a great run here so far with this pack up front.
Oh, we got one slow car down the back straightaway. The leaders are just getting by him now. Yeah, there was Zachary DeMarsh, and it looks like Bobby Chaney has pulled it behind the wall as well.
He
Same
has.
as Eric Sable.
Yes, Eric Sable just now took it behind the wall. Bobby's been out for a few laps.
But back up front, I mean, look how tight this still is. Here comes David Shutt to the inside of Anthony Emery for that race lead. And that's Nick Northrup for that second spot on Anthony Emery now.
Yes.
It looked like Anthony Emery gave a shot to the back bumper of David Shutt down that back straightaway. Ladies and gentlemen, chat, I hope you guys are enjoying this race because it's been a heck of a battle right now. Next time by, they're on lap 40, but when they complete this next lap, they will reach the halfway point here at Michigan International Speedway. I want to thank you guys once again for tuning in to MaxSpeedTV on this Sunday evening, enjoying some Nork IndyCar Series racing here at Michigan National Speedway, the second race of the season. Well, Jeff, who do you think, what have you seen so far? Who do you think is probably the strongest, probably your pick to win this race?
I mean, that's tough. I mean, there's a lot of strong guys up front. I mean, you got David Shutt, Anthony Emery, Nathan Lewis, Taylor Fry, Daniel Falkingham, Nick Northrup's been up there. I mean, any one of these guys has a chance.
I think it's hard to find picks to pick for this race win because it seems like anybody up here right now can win this race, as David Shutt did take the race lead right back from Anthony Emery. Right now, the side-by-side battle for third is on with Taylor Fry and Nathan Lewis as Anthony Emery takes a look back to the inside of David Shutt for the race lead.
Yeah, but to kind of narrow your question down there, Joseph, I would stick with probably the top 2 drivers currently right now, which would be Anthony and David, because they've shown the best progress out here.
Into the outside wall. Well, not hard into the outside wall, but got up very high and scraped the wall.
That was Daniel
Falkingham. Yeah, that got a little high off turn 2, hit that outside wall. Hopefully he doesn't have a lot of damage, or he can still continue and maybe get back to this pack. But it looks like so far we stay green. He kept it straight, but man, he did hit that outside wall coming off turn number 2, but everything's all right. We're still green, and this battle up front is still on.
Yeah, I'm looking at Daniel's car right now. His front wing on the left side is kind of pushed in a little bit. That can hurt just a hair, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. The rest of the car looks okay. The only thing he's going to worry about when he hit the wall is not damaging your wings, which he didn't do, and not damaging the suspension of this car. This car has the most...
Oh, spin off to number 4. That
I
is Nick
saw that.
Northrup. He is spinning into the infield grass. There is no caution because he is
No.
down in the infield, but it looked like there was contact with him coming off turn number 4, and with him and Taylor Fry, but we stay green. Nick Northrup gets back going, but man, he's going to lose several spots now as he was battling for this race lead. Now, all of a sudden, the last time they were at the line, he's back to the 23rd spot and maybe even further back.
Yes, but yeah.
Yeah, this is coming off turn number 4 with Nick Northrup and Taylor Fry. And it looked like Nick Northrup was coming up in front of Taylor Fry, and Taylor had no idea he was going to do that. And, of course, very hard to check up on these cars, and Taylor just ran in the back of them, and Nick Northrup goes spinning to the infield grass.
Yeah, just really nowhere to go. I mean, the changes in these cars' patterns is so fast. It's kind of hard to tell for a driver really what to do when something like that happens. And we're kind of seeing that right now. David Shutt, as drivers are going crazy up here. Wow.
Oh man, that's Briar LaPrade on that car in the very bottom lane, going for the race lead on Anthony Emery and David Shutt right now. But it looks like he had to get out of the gas right there just a little bit. He got tight on that bottom lane. You can easily get tight on that bottom lane. Just the aerodynamics of these cars, I mean, it just pushes these cars up. You really got to be careful being on that bottom lane. So far, it looks like Anthony Emery does have the advantage with the race lead off 4. Somebody coming down pit road right now, that's Spencer Madden. I wonder if maybe these guys are having different strategy right now. Maybe some green flag pit stops going on, and this might come into play. We'll have to see within the next few laps what these guys might do. Man, I tell you what, David Shutt and Anthony Emery just strong out front right now. And that's Nathan Lewis right there in the 3rd spot. A couple of laps ago, it looked like Nathan Lewis had the chance to go for the race lead, but just couldn't quite get around these 2 up ahead of him. So it looks like right now he is riding back in the 3rd spot, but the dominant cars, in my opinion, so far, has been Anthony Emery and David Shutt.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, a couple of guys that's just riding further back right now. I mean, they're still in this lead pack, but just kind of chilling back there has been Scott Taylor, John Barry, Alan Ballacino. These guys just been hanging back there for a little while, not really charging into that top 5. They want to wait till maybe some more laps wind down, and maybe they can start making some moves to try to battle for this win. So still plenty of racing left to go, only 32 laps to go. So those guys just hanging back just a little bit right now.
Oh, we got a spin off too.
That is, I believe, Justin Gable down the back straightaway, and he's barely going to hit that inside wall. And looks like the caution is out. I think he was the only one that went around, but the caution does come out once again as the spin down the back straightaway by Justin Gable will bring out the caution for the 4th time tonight. And it looked like this is coming off turn number 2. And, oh, man. That was Nathan Lewis that turned him around. Justin Gable did get up to that 3rd spot until that incident happened. But, man, look at this. He's spinning to the infield. Looks like he's trying everything he can to keep it off that inside wall. And just barely clips it. But, yeah, tough break for Justin Gable. It looks like he's going to be okay and be back in this thing. But, man, he was making some moves, but unfortunately it went wrong for him there. We're going to see some green flag pit stops. Not some green flag pit stops, some pit stops now. Yeah, I believe. Spencer Madden did get trapped the lap down. Never mind. It looked like he will have to be the lucky dog under this caution because we saw Spencer Madden pit a couple laps before that caution came out, but unfortunately got trapped the lap down, and he will have to still be further back in the field than what he could have been if this thing cycled through on pit stops. But right now, Anthony Emery leading the way, but was the first car down pit road, and we'll see if he can be the first car off pit road. Here we come. It's going to be tight, but it looks like Anthony Emery will lead off pit road. See if we can get a word in with Anthony Emery. Anthony Emery, you got a copy?
What's up, Joseph?
Tell you what, you've been very strong up front. Seems like you got one of the best cars out here tonight, along with David Shutt and a couple other those guys. How's the race been going for you so far? It looks like it's been very intense for you.
Yeah, the racing's pretty crazy. Even with it being kind of hot, this track is repaved, so with all the big lanes it has, everybody's kind of on top of each other. Not as bad as it was last week, so you can still kind of separate yourself with dirty air, and it makes it pretty fun. I was really hoping we were gonna go green and have a stop. Now it's gonna be, we're not really gonna have any separation. It's gonna just be kind of a free for all. We'll see what happens.
Now, is the track temperature definitely playing a factor for you guys? Are you guys getting loose at all or very tight?
No, oh god, TC just flew past me. No, there is some dirty air, especially if you're further back in the pack. But I would expect that to be less of a factor as the night goes on, because I think it is getting later in the day. I think it's like 4 in the game, 5 maybe. So the track temp's going to keep going down as the sun goes behind the grandstands and all that. So, yeah, you have to deal with it a little bit if you're further back, but up at the front, we're kind of just slingshotting back and forth. It's going to be really interesting if we get down to a last lap to see what happens and how people make use of the draft to get the win.
All right, Anthony. Well, good luck out there. Seems like you're one of the fastest out there. Let's see if you can put that thing in victory lane.
All right, thanks, boss.
Yep. So far, Anthony Emery and David Shutt, again, in my opinion, Jeff has been the strongest guy so far tonight.
Yes, he has. Anthony Emery's been kind of right up there on the charts with him. So, as I said, I think it's going to come down between these two here. But there's still a lot of guys that can also, get in on the action later on in the race that's been up there racing with them so far tonight. So, I think we're going to see a pretty good finish when we get down to it.
Well, it looks like right now we're going to have, once that's Zachary DeMarsh behind the pace truck. He's 3 laps down right now. Looks like he's going to try to get one of his laps back. But when we go back green, we're going to have 27 cars on the lead lap. Still a lot of cars still out there on the racetrack right now. So far, out of this race is Aaron Maroney, Eric Sable, Bobby Cheney, Benjamin Miles. Looks like those are the only 4 drivers that are out of this race so far. Right now, Jared Darling is 1 lap down. Cody Lamas 3 laps down, same as Zachary DeMarsh. Well, right now, the top 10 is Anthony Emery, David Shutt, Nathan Lewis, Brian LaPrade, Scott Taylor, John Barry, Alan Pellicino, Justin Lisby, Taylor Fry, and Daniel Falkian will be just inside the top 10, as it looks like we're getting the 1 to green here, and we should go back green next time around. On lap 54, it will be 27 laps to go. Elijah Gracia back in the 14th spot right now. He was up here early on. He started second in this race. He just had the fastest pit stop that last pit sequence, but he's back to 14th. Hopefully he can find his way back up front, because I feel like he's got a fast car. He was fast in qualifying. Let's see if he can get back up there. And how about another guy we haven't talked about yet? How about Sean Williams back in the 18th spot? He won this race in season 1 here in Michigan back 3 years ago when Nork had the IndyCar season last time. He's further back, but hopefully maybe his he'll make a late charge and maybe get back up to the front. Well, Jeff, we're about to go back green here with 27 laps to go. Let's get him back going.
Yep. All right, pace truck heads back to pit road. Waiting on the call from the control car. Anthony Emery in the lead, and there he goes. Green flag is back out here at Michigan for the Nork IndyCar Series. Good restart there for Anthony, just hitting the marks the way he needed to kind of pull away from David Shutt. But the draft in these cars, David will get right back up to him pretty quick here.
Yeah, David will be right back up to him very quick, especially coming down the back straightaway. Looks like it's just going to be those two cars right now for the challenge for the race lead down the back straightaway. Here comes David Shutt down to the bottom on Anthony Emery for that race lead. And looks like for the third spot, here comes Briar LaPrade on the inside of Nathan Lewis. Side by side for the race lead, coming down to the start-finish line. Looks like Anthony Emery will lead at the line this time around. Here comes Nathan Lewis way up to the outside, 3 wide for that race lead, but doesn't look like he's going to have the advantage. Here comes John Barry all of a sudden into the top 5.
Yes. Wow, great run for John Barry coming up here into this mix here.
Briar LaPrade makes it 3 wide on the bottom lane entering turn number 3, and looks like he will take that top spot away. And looks like Anthony Emery will drop back to second. Here comes David Shutt now challenging for the second spot. And it looks like 3 wide at the line.
Wow,
and
David
it looks
Shutt
like
got
David
that.
Shutt barely got that at the line. Top 3 look like they cleared each other. Now here comes Anthony Emery back to the inside for that safe spot and looking for more. Once again, 3 wide down the back straightaway. Here comes Scott Taylor, who we haven't really mentioned much about him yet, but he's all of a sudden looking to challenge these guys for the race lead. Fastest in practice, started 5th in this race. He wants more.
Definitely, a lot of these guys up front want more. We'll see what they can do as the race progresses on here. Still a lot of racing action to go. Oh, we got a car.
Right into the outside wall. Who was that?
I'm trying to catch up. I'm not really sure who that was. I think that...
Oh, it's John Barry.
Yeah, heavy damage to John's car.
Yeah,
that was a hard lick.
That is heavy damage. Oh, he can't turn that car.
Oh, he's got suspension damage.
He's got a lot of suspension damage. He almost slid up right in front of Dallas Myhan.
Yeah.
But man, that's too bad. He just got up into the top 5. And now all of a sudden he's going to have to come down pit road and fix that damage. He will have to use his fast repair. And it looked like most likely he will be 1 lap down. Hopefully he can get a caution, maybe get back in this thing. But back up front, here comes Scott Taylor battling for the race lead for the first time today, as he will take that race lead away as we're coming to 22 laps to go this time by.
Yep. Wow. And the good news is John Barry still had his quick fix, but he is going to be 1 lap down.
Well, David Shutt still has to lead. Whoa, look at Scott Taylor. Really wanted to make a move right there to that bottom lane. That second car on the outside lane. Whoa, Nathan Lewis! Oh, hang on! And he is sideways, goes up the racetrack, and somehow keeps it straight. I don't know how in the world he did. Very close call. He tried to make it 3 wide in the middle between Scott Taylor and not David Shutt. And we got a bigger crash back there. Elijah Gracia got a piece of that.
He did.
Sean Williams got involved. It looks like Spencer Owens also in it. We got a couple of cars flying in the air up ahead of them. It looks like Will Klein is involved. Alan Ballacchino is also in the incident as well, as we're under caution for the 5th time tonight.
Wow.
It looked like it all got started. It got started with, it looks like Elijah Gracia. Oh, no, not Elijah Gracia. Hold on. Nick Northrup. Oh! You might want to look at Will Klein when this starts. See, that's Nick Northrup. Oh my gosh, look at Will Klein. Yeah, then Nick Northrup spun back up the racetrack, and Will Klein just clobbered him. And Alan Ballacchino also flipping up in the air as well. Man, I tell you what, that's a big crash. It looks like Spencer Owens also got a piece of that as well. But my gosh, a massive accident down the front straightaway here at
Yeah,
Michigan International Speedway.
man.
Big crash. Looked like, looked like looks like half the field is staying out, half the field coming down pit road.
Yeah. Which we'll see who it works out best for.
See if let's see if I can find him here. See if we can get a word in with Josh Robin. Josh, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
You up in the fourth spot right now. It looked like just the last few laps you've been up here just battling with these guys for the race lead. So far, it seems like so good. What do you think about this race so far?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. A lot of fun. You know, it's pack racing, so you can't get nothing better than that. And yeah, you know, we don't have fenders, so that's, you know, we're gonna die. So, yeah, this last restart, or this restart here, should be pretty hairy, like every lap. So I'm just gonna buckle up and hang on.
I would definitely buckle up and hang on because we saw a big accident behind you guys. And I would assume you guys need to buckle up for that as well. Well, good luck out there, man. You're running forward. You're doing a great job. Let's see if you can take the win tonight.
All right, thank you.
Davis Shutt leading the way right now. Anthony Emery second. Scott Taylor third. Josh Robin fourth. Daniel Falkingham fifth. Justin Lizaby sixth. Brian LaPratt seventh. Taylor Fry eighth. Terrell Baker all of a sudden. He's in the top 10. He's up to ninth. And Cole Frolic will just be inside the top 10. But yeah, Terrell Baker. Remember, Terrell Baker won last Tuesday night's Newark NASCAR Series race at Daytona. Man, I tell you what, he's turned it up lately in the restricted plate races in the Newark NASCAR Series. That was besides that Newark Daytona 500 win he had earlier this year, just a couple months ago. That was Terrell Baker's first points race victory in the Newark NASCAR Series since 140 races ago. And he got the checker flag Tuesday night. And man, what a good job for Terrell Baker to grab the win that night. And looking like he's trying to get up into the top 5 in this race. Well, I tell you what, Jeff, it's been a pretty good race so far. Been very intense, but I think the intensity and the adrenaline is going to pick up now.
Oh, I think you're right. It definitely will. I mean, we're getting down closer to the end of this race, and here in just a few laps, it'll be 10 laps to go. So, I mean, you know, once it gets down to the closing stages and you start getting into less laps in the race, it's going to get really crazy with these drivers because they're going to try everything they possibly can to get the best finish.
We will get the one to green this time by, and we will restart when it's 16 laps to go. Looks like Daniel Falkingham back in the top 5 after after he popped the outside wall not too long ago coming off turn 2. It didn't look like and you saw that fender pushed up just a little bit. Well, I guess he decided to fix that fender because I guess it did play a factor in the handling of that race car. So we will see what he can do late in this race now. And I'll tell you what, Nathan Lewis all the way back to 16th. Last week's winner at Las Vegas to open up the season last Sunday night. But back in 16th, remember, he almost crashed it going into turn number 3 just a few minutes ago when he tried to make it 3 wide in the middle. There was contact, and he went up the track. Don't know how he kept it straight, but he did. but he's got a long way to go if he wants to make it back-to-back victories tonight.
Yes.
Well, David Shutt will still be the leader when we go back green here this time by. Looks like everybody's going to move up to that outside lane to get ready for this restart. Pace truck is going to pull off, and we're going to have 16 laps to go here in Michigan. Let's see if we can run this race to the end, or how much intensity are we going to see now with 16 laps to go. Green flag back in the air, and David Shutt is off. David Shutt takes off pretty well. Man, I tell you what, I don't think these guys like Anthony Emery and Scott Taylor is going to be close enough to make a move on him before they enter turn number 3. Looks like David Shutt is still going to have the advantage going into turn number 3, but Anthony Emery and Scott Taylor has caught back up to him. Now here comes Anthony Emery up to the outside for the race lead on David Shutt. What's Scott Taylor going to do? Looks like he's going to stay way up high. 3 wide now for the race lead. Here comes Scott Taylor all the way up high.
Yeah. Wow, this is great. And look who's joined the top 5, Josh Robin. This is great to see him up here. He's battling Daniel Falkingham right now.
Yeah, Daniel Falkingham actually is battling for the 3rd spot right now. Now he's looking for more, maybe battle for the 6th spot, but not right now because David Shutt and Anthony Emery still battling for that race lead, but David Shutt with the advantage right now. And now Anthony Emery swings down to the bottom for the race lead down the front straightaway, and he's going to lead at the line as we got 14 laps to go.
Wow.
Three wide for the race lead almost. Man, here comes Daniel Falkingham. This is the first time we've seen Daniel Falkingham go for that race lead. We got a spin behind them, and yeah, we got a spin behind them. I can't tell that is Sean Williams in turn number 3. Your winner here 3 years ago in season 1 of the Nork IndyCar Series has spun going into turn number 3, and it looks like there was contact between him and it looked like, I can't tell who else that was behind Sean Williams, but Sean Williams did definitely get turned around entering turn number 3. And I'm getting word that it was Alan Balacchino that turned Sean Williams around. Yeah, it looked like it looked like Sean Williams either got out of gas because he had Nick Northrup and Nathan Lewis right up in front of him. So it looked like he had to check up, get out of the gas, and Alan just ran right in the back of him. But it doesn't look like Sean Williams hit anything at all. It looks like he keeps it off the outside wall, which is a good thing. But, yeah, it looked like it was just a chain reaction thing. And Alan just couldn't stop it, and it turned Sean Williams around. Just a slight touch. But it could have been a lot worse, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we don't have any takers up front, so it looks like Daniel Falkingham will still be your race leader. Let's see if we can get a word in with Daniel Falkingham as he just taken the race lead for the first time tonight. Daniel, you got a copy?
Hey, what's up?
Tell you what, it's been kind of a little roller coaster race for you. You got up into this lead pack, and then you kind of brushed the wall coming off turn 2 early on in the race. And now all of a sudden, for the first time tonight, you are leading the race. So how's this race been for you, man?
Yeah, it's been crazy. And by brushing the wall, I mean I got put in the wall. But anyway, don't worry about that. We took our fast repair, and luckily we haven't been in any more incidents. So hopefully we can try to stay ahead of the pack, which is impossible to do with how big these runs are in the IndyCar. So hopefully we can keep this thing nice and clean, and we can get this thing to the end.
Well, I tell you what, the strongest 2 drivers has been, in our opinions, David Shutt and Anthony Emery. They've just been up front for most of this race. So it looks like you got your work cut out for to try to hold those 2 off. You know they're going to be aggressive. But now when it's coming down, like you said, it's coming down to the final laps, but you also can't get away from these guys. So how aggressive are you going to be in these final laps to go after this victory tonight?
I mean, I will have to turn up the wick here a little bit, but I don't want to be too over aggressive and get myself wrecked. But yeah, we know there's people that pitted for tires as well, so they'll be coming from the back as well. Also, like Nathan, he got put up in the wall too, so I know he got a little bit of damage, but I know he's coming along with Rambler, who got his way up to the front pack too. So not just Emery and David I got to worry about. There's a lot of other people in the game, and plus Cole, he's got his way up here. Josh, he's up here. I mean, anybody in this lead pack can win this race, so it's going to be definitely hard to hold off everybody.
All right, well, good luck out there, Daniel.
Thanks, Joe.
Another driver I want to talk to real quick is Sean Williams.
rear
Sean,
end.
you got a copy?
Oh. All right, what's up?
I'll tell you what, had an incident going into turn 3, and thankfully it wasn't as big as it could have been, but what happened going into turn number 3?
Well, you know, restart, everyone's kind of on top of each other, so there's a lot of throttle management, giving people room, checking up when you need to, but some idiots don't understand that, and they just run into you at full speed for no reason.
Yeah, it looked like you had to check up for a couple guys in front of you, like Nick Northrup and Nathan Lewis, and it seemed like as soon as you got out of the gas, the guy behind you just ran you over, just didn't get a stop. So, like you said, it seems like throttle management is definitely key here tonight as well, especially when you're in the pack, huh?
Oh yeah, we're going real fast. You gotta have good situational awareness. I mean, people make mistakes, but everyone kind of has to work together. Don't drive over your head. And I don't know who that was, but man, they are terrible.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna name out names anyways because I can't. Alan Ballacino.
All right, I'm not sure who that is, but Alan
Well, you'll know him
Alan's
very
terrible.
soon.
Yeah, we met. We just met. We had a nice face-to-face there, I guess.
Not a great relationship right now. Well, good luck for the rest of the day.
Thanks. I still have my fast repair left. I did have required and optional. I just fixed it, and I think I'm down on speed, but I don't know. I probably should have used it. We're gonna give her one more yellow though, and probably use it.
All right, good luck out there.
Thank you.
I just like to point out names. You didn't know who it was, so you know I was just answering it for him. You gotta make rivals, you know, especially for a guy you never met before. You gotta either make friends or rivals. Well, the driver that did get back on the lead lap, that did get the lucky dog, is John Barry. Remember, he pounded that outside wall coming off turn number 2 a little while ago when he was running in the top 5. Well, he's back in the game now. He is back to 25th. It doesn't have a lot of time left to try to get up there towards the front, but we do have to pace lights out, Jeff, and we're going to have 9 laps to go here. So are we going to run this race green all the way, or do you think we're going to see another caution?
It's kind of hard to tell at this point, but I wouldn't, you know, say there won't be another caution. I mean, you know, but we don't want one, but I'm not going to say nothing.
All right, well, we're about to go back green here, Jeff. It's going to be 9 laps to go. Again, thank you guys so much in chat right now watching this race, tuning in to MaxSpeedTV on this Sunday evening. Race number 2 of the Nork IndyCar Series season here at Michigan National Speedway. We're going to have 9 laps to go this time by as Daniel Falkian will lead these guys back down to the green flag. So, Jeff, it's time to get these guys back going and get back underway.
Yep. Daniel Falkingham going to lead them to the green here as the pace truck does head back to pit road. David Shutt back here eager to go, and there's the green flag. We're back underway here at Michigan for the Nork IndyCar Series, and a good restart there for Daniel Falkingham.
Yeah, David Shutt really wanted to go once the green flag drives. Of course, he couldn't pass anyone on the inside until they crossed the line. Of course, he can now. He's just moved up to the 3rd spot, got by Cole Fralick, and now back up front. Look at Daniel Falkingham just pulling the snake move down the back straightaway, trying to keep the draft away from Anthony Emery, but Anthony Emery's like, I still got your draft play. He just went to the race lead, passing Falkingham, coming off to number 4. 8 laps to go this time by. Josh Robin just moved up to the 4th spot.
Yes.
Here. Side by side for the race lead, entering turn number 1. Anthony Emery does have the advantage with Daniel Falkingham outside. That is David Shutt on the bottom lane trying to pass Falkingham for the 2nd spot. Where will these guys go? Where would David Shutt go? It looks like they're still side by side for the race lead as they enter in turn number 3. 7 laps to go this time by. David Shutt is going to look through the middle, making it 3 wide for the race lead. And he is going to fill in that hole. 3 wide going into turn number 1. Anthony Emery down low. David Shutt up in the middle. And Daniel Falkingham got pushed way up high. He's going to lose a few spots now coming off turn number 2.
Wow. Piss.
220 miles per hour going into turn number 3. Just insane for these guys. 6 laps to go this time by. Anthony Emery with the advantage right now. Here comes Justin Lisby coming into the picture now, trying to get into that top 3. But look at that, they're almost 4 wide back there, into almost climbing into the top 5. But battle up front once again. That is David Shutt and Anthony Emery, the 2 strongest drivers all night long. Once again, battling down the back straightaway.
Wow.
Boy, this is the closest we've seen this pack all night long. We're coming down to 5 laps to go this time by. This is as close as anybody's gotten to each other because the intensity is definitely picking up in these final laps. And that's Justin Lisby spinning into the infield. Justin Lisby around, and the caution will come out as he is up on the racetrack. That means we are going to have our first attempt at a green-white checker as Justin Lisby, it looked like he was coming down the front straightaway, and it looked like he went down the apron, but the worst thing he did, he caught that grass, and you cannot touch that grass. That's what sent them around. Caution comes out with 5 laps to go. Yeah, the apron is not what got him in the, oh, well, it did. Actually, he got loose on that apron. Let's see. Yeah, and you know, that's the grass definitely finished him off there. And then there he goes spinning into the infield. And look at this. He's barely going to clip that inside wall. Oh, man, if he could just spun 2 more feet, guys, he could have missed that inside wall completely. But he's got a lot of damage now.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Man, that's too bad. Looked like 2 weeks in a row, Justin Lisby just riding in the top 5, just strong, and all of a sudden he's involved in an accident. Well, Anthony Emery leading this race, and we do got a first attempt at a green-white checker coming up, so we will go past the distance here tonight at Michigan National Speedway. David Shutt is 2nd, Daniel Falkingham 3rd, Brian LaPratt 4th, Nick Northrup 5th, Josh Rabbit 6th, Scott Rambler, we haven't mentioned his name all night long. He started at 33rd. He's up to 7th spot. Nathan Lewis, last week's winner, is in 8th. Terrell Baker 9th, and Scott Taylor rounds out the top 10. See if we can somehow get a word in with Nathan Lewis. Nathan Lewis, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Nathan Lewis, you got a copy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, man. All right, man. Well, I'll tell you what. It's been a roller coaster of a race for you as well. Right now, you're riding in the 8th spot. We're going to have our first attempt at green-white checkered. So I know you're going to be very aggressive in these last couple of laps. What are you going to have to do to get up there and maybe challenge for this win?
Well, that I'm just going to have to hopefully pick the right lane and get to the front. It's going to be tough here because especially I don't know how these guys are going to go on the start. So, like, it might take us a few turns to get up there. And I know Rambler's going to be very aggressive because he hit me last before the caution. He doored me. So, like, I'm going to have to be careful with him or he could take us out. So, we'll see how it goes.
Oh, boy, some drama late in the race. That's what we love to hear up here in the booth. But I tell you what, what is it like? I know this race has been very intense from your perspective, but how difficult has it been for you, and how, like, from the driver's seat, how intense has it been? Are you pretty much up on that wheel every lap on this racetrack right now?
Well, I think right now I'm just hoping I don't get doored or wrecked when I'm 3 wide with someone because if they don't know the arrow push, it could slide up and hit us. It's the only worry I'm dealing with trying to get back up here. Especially at the start there, I was trying to save tires a lot. Then I cut off Gable, threw it in, and I hit him. So, like, that's just one of those things you have to be careful about. So, I don't know.
All right, Nathan. Well, good luck out there. Let's see if you can somehow go from 8th to maybe winning this race and go back to back starting off the season.
Thank you.
All right. Pace lights are out, Jeff.
Yep.
It's about to get very intense. Will these guys make it to the white flag? Oh, it looks like the pace lights are still on, so it doesn't look like we're going to go back green next time around. So it looks like we're going to probably go another lap around under caution. But I'll tell you what, Jeff, it's just, this has been an incredible race. It's been a lot of fun. We'll see if these guys can make it to the white flag, and we won't be doing a second attempt at green, white checker, or we might be set for another restart. We're just going to have to find out.
Yes, sir.
Top 2 strongest drivers tonight, Anthony Emery and David Shutt. Those two guys have just been strong all night long. I feel one of these guys can go to victory lane, but you can't count out anybody else out behind them. Like, you can't count out Daniel Falkiam there. Briar LaPrade has showed some speed as of late. Josh Robin is back there. Nick Northrup is back into the top 5. Remember, he had an early spin in the front stretch infield. So we still got some other fast guys trying to see if they can get around Anthony Emery and David Shutt, as we will get the one to go signal this time around, and we should restart on lap 81. So we definitely have gone past the 80 lap distance. This would have been the white flag lap right here, but since we got green, white checkers, we will go back green next time by and have a 2-lap shootout, and hopefully we can make it back to the white flag before another caution comes out. Justin Lisby, after that spin he had on the front straightaway, he is back to the 24th spot. It doesn't look like he's going to have a good result tonight here at Michigan National Speedway after bringing out this last caution. We're going to have 25 cars on the lead lap when we go back racing. Now, I just wonder how Anthony Emery is going to pull off this restart. I mean, I don't know if he wants to take off and get as far away as possible, because you know David Shutt and Daniel Falkham is probably going to close back up to him down the back straightaway. So it's just a matter of what he wants to do for this restart. We'll see if he's going to lay back or he's just going to go as soon as the pace truck drops.
We'll see.
We're about to find out right here in just a matter of a few seconds. Anthony Emery will lead the field back to the green flag. First attempt at green, white checker coming up here at Michigan International Speedway. Pace truck pulls off. Here we come. Green, white checker finish here at Michigan International Speedway. Will we make it back to the white? Or will we have another caution step, another restart? Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Boy, look at Daniel Falkingham making the move to the inside of David Shutt for that second spot. Falkingham now up to second. David Shutt falls back to third as we're about to come off turn number 2 down the back straightaway with 2 laps to go. Watch these guys get a run on Anthony Emery. Anthony Emery's going to try to block that bottom lane. Here comes Daniel Falkingham up to the outside. And, oh, the contact! Oh, into the outside wall goes Daniel Falkingham. It looked like there was contact between him and Anthony Emery. I don't know if Falkingham came down on Emery or Emery came up on him. Otherwise, those 2 cars collected each other. Daniel Falkingham got the worst end of it, and that is most likely going to end his race tonight. He is on pit road. Caution comes out, and we will have a second attempt at green, white checker. Yeah, we're going down the back straightaway. Anthony Emery down low. Daniel Falkingham makes a move up high. And, oh, wow. Wow, I mean, Emery definitely came up. Falkingham looked like he did hold his line, but Anthony Emery went from the first lane up to the second lane and definitely hit Daniel Falkingham. Falkingham pounded that outside wall, got stuck up there, and he is done for the night, and that's too bad for Daniel Falkingham. Yeah, see, Anthony Emery, he's on the bottom lane. He's side by side with Daniel Falkingham. And it looks like, I mean, yeah, he just came up. I mean, he was all the way to that white line almost, and he definitely came off that, then went up to the second lane and just, yeah, he just went up in the Falkingham and hard into that outside wall goes Daniel. And tell you what, Jeff, this sets up another restart right here. But I like what Anthony Emery was doing on that restart. He was all the way down to that white line trying to protect that bottom lane and not making sure nobody makes a pass on him on the inside lane. If they want to get by him, they're going to have to do it up on the outside lane.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
Well, folks, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. You can check out our full broadcast schedule at MaxSpeedTV.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook at Facebook.com/MaxSpeedTV. I believe we do have a broadcast tomorrow night. Okay. I'd have to go look at the schedule, but tune in every night here. Pretty much every night we do have something going on right here on MaxSpeedTV. We appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up on the video, and don't forget to subscribe if it's your first time here. We'd appreciate that very, very much.
Just also want to remind you guys in chat, this Tuesday night, Nork is back at it, but the NASCAR series, as a matter of fact, it's going to be the championship race this Tuesday night here on MaxSpeedTV. Going to be heading to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for 4 drivers going for a championship on Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on MaxSpeedTV, Nork iRacing NASCAR Series at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the championship race. 4 drivers, Femi Olat, Bobby Chaney, Will Klein, and Bobby Zelensky going for the championship Tuesday night. We'll see which one of those 4 drivers will be the champion. But first, we got to finish off tonight here at Michigan National Speedway in the Nork IndyCar Series. And so far, it looks like we are going to set up for another green-white checker attempt. This is attempt number 2 coming up. It looks like the pace trucks lights are still on the pace truck, so it looks like we will go another lap around, but we are ready for the second attempt at the green-white checkered. Pace truck lights are out, and we are going to go back green next time by. This should be a very intense finish. Now, will we make it to the white flag this time around, or will we have our final attempt of a green-white checker coming up? We're about to find out just shortly. Hopefully, we can make it to the white flag this time around and watch Anthony Emery, David Shutt, and the rest of the field behind them try to go after this win tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's hard to tell. I hope we don't have to use that last green-white checker, but I've got a sneaking suspicion we're going to.
As intense as this race has become, and wouldn't surprise me at all. Hopefully, we don't have to use that last attempt. That's what we're hoping for, but you never know when it comes down to the final laps of these races, how they're going to play out.
Yeah.
Anthony Emery, David Shutt, Brian LaPratt, Nick Northrup, Josh Robin, Scott Ramler, Nathan Lewis, Terrell Baker, Scott Taylor, and James Simmons are your top 10 right now. We're going to have 24 cars on the lead lap when we go back racing. And here we go. Green-white checkered attempt number 2 here at Michigan International Speedway. Anthony Emery will be the race leader as the pace truck pulls off. And we're just waiting to see when Anthony Emery is going to take off and get ready to go after this win tonight here at Michigan International Speedway. He's got to have to hold off the rest of the field behind him. The green flag is back in the air here in Michigan.
Yeah, good restart there for Anthony Emery, but we're going to see what David Shutt can do here. And if they can make it back around to the white flag and not have an incident here, we'll see.
Down the back straightaway with 2 laps to go. David Shutt with a big run. We got another spin down the back straightaway. And that looks like that is Scott Ramler down the back straightaway.
So we will use the last green-white checker attempt.
I was hoping we wouldn't be using that, but it looked like there was contact coming off turn number 2. And the spin happened down the back straightaway. And it looked like for the second time tonight, Nathan Lewis has turned somebody around, and this time was Scott Ramler.
Scott was bumping and banging his way up through there, though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is coming off turn number 2, a lot of contact. And it looked like Nathan Lewis was to his inside and then comes back up and just clips the back of Scott Ramler and turns him around. Man, tough break for Scott Ramler, that's for sure. And it looked like, just got word that it looked like Scott Ramler was ready to go back at Nathan Lewis. It looked like he was not happy with Nathan Lewis about that, but apparently he just got told to settle down because it looked like he was coming down the front straightaway at full head of speed, wanting to go to Nathan Lewis and let him know his displeasure, but apparently he had to settle down there, and he is now back, once again, back in the 22nd spot. Well, Jeff, no restart going to happen.
Yeah, we're going to see how this plays out on this one. I mean, it's their last attempt. It shows it on iRacing here. It says this is the final caution. We'll try for a green-white checker finish. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes with these guys. And, I mean, I'm pretty sure there'll be another wreck, but there won't be another caution. We know that for a fact, but we'll see.
We just hope we can make it to the white flag. Looks like this time by we will. When we go back racing. I know Anthony Emery, David Shutt, and the rest of the guys really wants to make it to the white flag, and hopefully they can go battle for this win. But, man, that's a lot of craziness happening late in the race.
Yes.
You know what? A couple guys making some rebounds right now in the top 10. Nick Northrup up to 4th. Remember I mentioned he spun in the infield grass on the front straightaway early on in the race when he got turned around by Taylor Fry. James Simmons had the big hit into the outside wall in turns 3 and 4 early on in the race. He's back up to 7th. Cole Fralick had a hard hit into the outside wall very early on in the race, like on lap 2 of the race. He's back up into the top 10. And John Barry is up to 11th. Remember, he had that big hit off of turn number 2 while he was running in the top 5. Had to come down pit road, got trapped a lap down, used his quick repair, and now he's looking to see if he can get into the top 10 and finish there. Pace truck lights are still on, so it looks like we are at to the green right now. But very good race tonight. Next Sunday night, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are tuning in right now here on MaxSpeedTV, next Sunday night, 3rd race of the Nork iRacing season, they will be heading to Gateway. Kind of a short track kind of race. That should be a good race there, although probably won't be as, I would say, as crazy and as wild as the first 2 races have been this season with Las Vegas and Michigan. But yeah, they will be heading to Gateway next Sunday night right here on MaxSpeedTV. So tune in for that. Myself, Jeff, and Rudy will still be here calling the race. and should still provide a good show next Sunday night.
Yeah, these guys definitely put on one fantastic show in these Indy cars, and it's really proven that fact so far. And it's just been 2 races.
Absolutely, just been 2 races. Look like we are going to go all the way to lap 92. We're on lap 89 right now. They're about to hit lap 90 as we're going to get the 1 to green here this time by. So we are definitely well over the distance. Supposed to be an 80-lap race, but now it has turned into 3 green-white checkers here at Michigan International Speedway. And we do get the 1 to green, like I mentioned. And looks like we are going to go all the way to lap 92 to once we hit the checker flags. 9 cautions in this race. Yeah, 9 cautions in this race. 21 lead changes. Man, a lot of lead changes.
Yeah, a lot.
I feel we're not done yet. That's for sure.
No.
Seemed like the first half of this race seemed like it was a little calmer. We had a few cautions, but then all of a sudden we get down to the final 10 laps of the race. It's just been cautions, precautions. Just added a few more to the list. Anthony Emery has led 39 laps tonight. Yeah, Anthony Emery, 39 laps led. David Shutt, 35 laps led. So it looks like Anthony Emery would lead the most laps tonight. David Shutt just coming up a little bit short on that. But here we go. Final attempt of a green-white checkered here at Michigan International Speedway. Anthony Emery, David Shutt, Briar LaPrade, Nick Northrup, and Nathan Lewis rounds out the top 5 as we're getting ready for a 2-lap shootout here at Michigan International Speedway in the Nork IndyCar Series season. Pace truck pulls off. And we're just waiting for Anthony Emery to take off. And here we go. Green flag back in the air. We're back on the way here at Michigan.
It comes down to this now, Joseph. Who's it going to be, Anthony or David? Maybe Briar.
It could be anybody.
Yeah.
We got another spin back there. Looks like John Barry is around, and that will bring out the caution. And that means this race is official. Anthony Emery is going to hold off the win tonight here at Michigan National Speedway. That is, man, congrats to him. Had a good car all night long, but man, it's too bad we're not going to be seeing the white flag, and we're not going to see the end of this race under green, because I feel like we could have had a fantastic finish heading our way, but it looked like a spin through turns 1 and 2 with John Barry, and it looked like there was contact between him and looked like James Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 white back here, entering turn number 1. And John Barry clipped that apron. Looked like he got sideways, clipped that apron, and then came up into James Simmons, and it finished him off, spinning through turn number 2. Oh, and gets collected, looks like by Taylor Fry, and he goes flying up into the air. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, here we come. Coming off turn number 4, this time by, we will not have another attempt of a green-white checkered. As we come off turn number 4, it looks like Anthony Emery is definitely gonna hold off, lead the most laps. Anthony Emery down the front straightaway is gonna hold off David Shutt and the rest of the field tonight. Anthony Emery gets the win here tonight here at Michigan National Speedway, and he is already doing burnouts in the infield, and he also gets clobbered as well. But it looks like David Shutt will come home second for the second time for the second week in a row, and Brian LaPrade third. Well, folks, we will step away. We will get these guys up here in the booth, and we will have a chat with them in just a minute, so hang tight. Anthony Emery led the most laps tonight, and thankfully by the cautions towards the end of this race, he was able to just hold off and get the win tonight. Strong performance for him, along with David Shutt as well. But Anthony, tell us about your race overall.
Yeah, I guess kind of got to the front. The way I saw the racing was, I felt that the front would be the safest place to be. I just got up there and kind of I swapped it back and forth with Shutt. He's pretty good in these things too. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It could have been either of us if it would have went green there to the end. Thankfully, we had enough cautions. On that last pit stop we made with about, I don't know, 20, 30 to go, I underfueled a little bit too much and I had to save. If it would have went a couple more laps, I wouldn't have made it. But it worked out perfectly, and yeah.
Well, Anthony, you did a great job tonight. Just like I said, strong performance for here. It was very wild. You had some great battles between you and David Shutt. There was also a couple other guys that were pretty strong tonight, but it seemed like you and David Shutt just were the class of the field tonight. So good job on that. Now, you guys are going to Gateway next Sunday night here in the IndyCar Series. What do you think about that race?
You probably won't be able to pass, I don't think, at that track. So I think at turn one, you'll be on both corners. You'll be going, you'll be downshifting. Getting around somebody will probably be pretty difficult. I think track position will be really important. So probably need to qualify and do everything you can there. But yeah, it's a pretty good start to this series. I think there's a chase after 8 races. So just getting all the points it can, getting that top 8. I guess getting the playoff points too doesn't bother anything else either.
All right, Anthony, is there anybody you got to thank for this win tonight?
Yeah, thanks to John Berry for putting on this league. New series Sunday night, second week. It went fairly well considering the type of racing that went on out there. Thanks to you guys for broadcasting, and thanks to everybody who watched.
All right, well, Anthony, good job tonight on the win. Best of luck to you next Sunday at Gateway, and good luck Tuesday night in the North NASCAR Series at Las Vegas.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Jeff, you got second?
I sure do. David Shutt, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, David, you grabbed the for tonight's race. You and Anthony battled it out all night long. It just seems like no matter what kind of car we put you two into, you always know how to wheel them and have a good time. So tell us how it was out there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun when we were under a green flag, but unfortunately, there's a lot of guys who don't understand these cars. You gotta give some room. I mean, there's the draft here, so even if you let him by, you'll be able to get him back in the next straight. So it was just really frustrating that I didn't even have a shot really to give Anthony a run there.
Yeah. Well, what was your thoughts coming into tonight's race?
I felt okay because it wasn't like Vegas where it's just one lane around the bottom. You actually could pass the leaders, so you were able to race some. There's good racing there. We had a good long run there in the middle of the race. 3 and 4, it was really tight, so you had to kind of plan your move there. You had to treat each end of the track differently. So it was a lot more fun than Vegas, and I'm also looking forward to Gateway too.
Yeah. Now, these are my favorite kind of cars on iRacing, and I'm a fan of IndyCar in general. But just as a matter of speaking, you guys drive the stock cars more. So kind of give or take, between, track temperatures and things like that and the grip these cars have compared to a stock car, what's the differences, out there kind of, compared? I mean, these cars are faster, a lot lighter, and they do have more aerodynamic challenges than a stock car does. But, how do they feel, compared to a stock car at a hot track like Michigan?
They pretty much feel completely different. The only thing, I guess, with the new NASCAR package where it's more flat out, I guess that's about it. But yeah, there really isn't much between the two that can relate. So you kind of have to treat each car completely separately.
Exactly. Which is more difficult to you, a stock car or an Indy car?
Kind of depends. I feel like it's harder to. They both have their positives and weaknesses. Right now with the Cup package, it's kind of weird, but it's really hard to win one of these IndyCar races with the draft. So yeah, they're both difficult, but hopefully we get a win soon.
Yeah. Well, what's your thoughts for next week's race at Gateway?
Hopefully I'll be able to get up front there. I don't think I've run maybe more than 2 races there at Gateway and I've wrecked in both. So hopefully we'll get some practice laps in. it's definitely a lot more challenging track than our first 2 races. So it'll hopefully bring out the talented drivers versus the super speedway full throttle drivers.
Yeah. All right. Any shout outs you want to give out tonight, David?
Yeah, just like to thank you for broadcasting, John Barry, for putting up the league, and just want to thank those top 4 or 5 guys that I was racing with. It was fun giving each other room, and hopefully we can do some more next week.
Awesome. All right, David. Well, congratulations on your top 3 finish here tonight at Michigan, and good luck next week.
Thanks, guys.
Briar LaPrade finishes 3rd tonight here at Michigan National Speedway. Good run for him. He started in the 8th spot, but was quietly running in the top 5 for most of this race. Briar, tell us about your race overall tonight.
Yeah, it started off qualifying, I think, around the top 10 somewhere. Pitted early, got set to the back because, just trying to make sure we got enough fuel if we're doing some kind of green flag run, which unfortunately didn't happen. The longer we went green in this race, I was having just so much more fun with it. But yeah, it's all kinds of crazy racing with Indy cars at Michigan. I had a blast and was fortunate enough to survive till the end and ended up on the podium. So I'll take it.
Now, what's your thoughts about Gateway next week?
Definitely going to be a completely different type of racing compared to what we've seen at Vegas and Michigan. Going to be a lot of downshifting and upshifting because it's shorter track, of course. But I personally have not ran IndyCar at Gateway, so it's going to be a completely different ball game for me, honestly.
All right. Well, Briar, is there anybody you got to thank for your 3rd place tonight here in Michigan?
Yeah, you guys, of course, for broadcasting. Ledford Billiard Supply and JDR Graphics.
All right, Briar, a good run tonight, finishing 3rd here at Michigan tonight. Best of luck to you next week at Gateway.
Thank you. Later.
All right, Jeff, it's time to run down through the finishing results here at Michigan National Speedway tonight. The 2nd race of the Nork IndyCar Series is in the books, and we head to Gateway next week. So here we go. Let's run down through the order here. So Anthony Emery led the most laps tonight and will grab the victory here at Michigan National Speedway. For the 2nd week in a row, David Shutt finishes up in the 2nd spot. You know he's going to be hungry for a win in these upcoming races in the Nork IndyCar Series. So you know he could have the shot to win races. Briar LaPrade comes home 3rd. Nick Northrup 4th. Nathan Lewis, last week's winner at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, will end up 5th tonight. Josh Robbins 6th. Terrell Baker 7th. Scott Taylor 8th. Cole Fralick 9th. And Tom Mercier, not mentioned his name all night long, but he squeaked into the top 10 and will finish in the 10th spot. Jeff?
Yeah, just before I go on, I kind of want to say something about Tom Mercier there. If you look at it, Joseph, he started 30th on the field and come up to the top 10 and got a top 10 finish. So 20 positions he picked up. That was a good run for him. Anywho, Elijah Gracia will finish 11th tonight. Spencer Madden will finish 12th. Justin Gable 13th. Jared Darling will finish 14th. Spencer Owens 15th. Justin Lisenby will finish 16th. Alan Ballacino will finish in 17th. Sean Williams 18th. Nick Miller 19th. And Zachary DeMarsh rounds out your top 20. Joseph?
Taylor Fry will come home 21st. Dallas Myhan 22nd. John Barry 23rd, the last car on the lead lap. He was involved in that last incident. Looked like he could have had a good run tonight, but just involved in that last incident. Will finish 23rd. Scott Rambler will finish 24th. James Simmons 25th. Daniel Falkiam was going for the race lead on Anthony Emery in one of those screen-wide checker attempts. Unfortunately, him and Falkingham made contact. Falkingham went into the outside wall, and his day was done for the night. Will Klein, 27th. Casey Drake, 28th. Cody Lamas, 29th. King Jones will round out the top 30. And then you got Benjamin Miles, 31st. Bobby Cheney, 32nd. Eric Sable, 33rd. And Aaron Maroney Jr. will finish 34th tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in chat here on MaxSpeedTV, once again, thank you guys for tuning in to MaxSpeedTV here on YouTube on this Sunday evening. Tuesday night, Nork iRacing NASCAR Series here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The championship race over there should be a lot of fun. 4 drivers going for the championship at 7 p.m. Eastern Time Tuesday evening. And Jeff, once again, thank you for helping out with in the booth tonight. It was a very intense race. What did you think about tonight's race, Jeff? And what do you think what's going to happen at Gateway next week?
Well, tonight's race, Joseph, was a spectacular race. Kind of a little bit of caution field out there, not what a lot of fans want to see and not what the drivers want to see especially. So, I mean, that kind of on the back burner kind of but the racing product was itself great. I mean, you had a lot of passing, a lot of lead changes and stuff like that, and that's what people like to see, especially myself. That was some great racing, and we had a lot of great drivers battling, for position. And I expected that coming out at Michigan. I mean, you got a lot of, room to run. You can run a lot of lanes, kind of like what, David Shutt said. It was different from Las Vegas. Instead of just running one lane, you have multiple lanes at Michigan, so that brought great product and racing. Next week for Gateway, that's going to be a different story. That's a short track, and it's kind of resembles a short Darlington, basically, with its kind of angular shape or its, funky shape, whatever you want to call it, because turns 1 and 2 are very narrow and very short, and then you got turns 3 and 4, which are a lot wider and a lot larger, and those turns will bring some great racing. But when you're coming off the straightaway going into 1, that is a hard braking area, and that's what a lot of drivers will have to watch out for going into that corner. And there's not going to be hardly any passing there. You're going to have to get your passing done down the straightaway going into turn 3 or coming off of turn 4. So that's going to be a real challenge for those drivers next week, and I think we're going to see Gateway kind of maybe a spread out race, maybe, hopefully not. But I mean, Gateway is going to be a real challenge.
Well, we're going to let Rudy finish off the broadcast here, but of course, myself, Joseph Lombard, and Jeff Dotson did a great job broadcasting this race tonight, but we're going to send it off to Rudy to finish off the broadcast. So, Rudy, take it away.
Yeah, well, thank you all for tuning in. Joseph and Jeff, you guys did an amazing job here tonight. Kind of gives me a little break on my voice, but folks, make sure you hit that thumbs up on the video. Don't forget to subscribe if it's your first time here. Check out our website, MaxSpeedTV.com, for our broadcast schedule, and follow us on Facebook at Facebook.com/MaxSpeedTV. Until next time, stay safe and have a good night, and wash them hands.